everyone. Myself Muhammad, and this is a series of videos wherein we are going to understand what are the graph databases and why actually we need them. Okay, there are many types of different databases exist, like relational databases, non-relational databases, vector databases. Now comes one more available. Okay, that is graph databases. Okay, so in this series we are going to see why we need graph databases, what are the use cases it serves the purpose. Okay, and then we will also going to implement some queries and try to understand the insight of how to use the graph databases to serve some purposes. Okay, so well, let's get started. Okay, so this is the first video wherein I will going to explain you what we are going to do in this complete series. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, to start with, we'll start by understanding what is knowledge base or what is knowledge graph actually mean. Okay, wherein we are going to see how the knowledge will be stored as a graph and how we can utilize, and also what are the properties a graph can hold. The details of which we'll going to see in the first part of the series. Okay, and in the second part we'll try to understand why graph databases. Okay, and there are, as we discussed, like we have many types of graph databases, why exactly the graph database comes into picture, and how different it is, and what unique features it has, and in which scenario we have to use it. This is what we are going to see here. Okay, and we are also going to compare with some existing different types of databases. Okay, and once we are done with it, okay, in the next part we're going to see some of the popular graph databases and their pros and cons, and which one to use. The details we are going to make comparison in the third part. Okay, done. After doing all these things, we'll select one of the database. Okay, as Neo4j. Okay, we are going to create a cloud instance over there, how to connect to the cloud instance, how to create the database over there, or we can say the instance over here. Okay, and how we can write the data to the databases. We'll create some sample data for our example. Okay, yeah, so that is about the step part number 4. Okay, once we are done with this, then we'll actually write some useful queries to understand how the querying happens, how the application works. Okay, how we can visualize the data once we retrieve the response from the database. Okay, we'll go to online cloud instance of Neo4j, and we'll visualize the data over there after writing the query. Okay, that we're going to see in the part 5. Once we are done with that, okay, as a last step of this series, we'll actually try to implement one new another idea. Okay, wherein the query will be in a complete English like language. Okay, for example, okay, like a query can be like find all movies by Tom Hanks. Okay, etc. This can be one query which is a complete English like language. This query will be converted to a Neo4j or any graph database understandable format. Okay, and then we'll query and return the response. After getting response, again we have to convert it to English format in or natural language format. Okay, and we'll return it back as a response. Okay, to do so, majorly we'll be going to use many small Python packages. Along with that, we say we're going to use LangChain and some sub tools like LangGraph. Okay, along with that, a transformer library from the Hugging Face. Okay, so this will going to be a very interesting and useful series, and let's get started and see you in the first part. Okay, until then, have a nice day and goodbye. Yeah.